Hello, everyone, again, and you're welcome to a new episode of This Is Us. And with me, you have the usual suspects, Nana and you. How you doing,
Hello,
guys?
Hi
everyone.
guys. Hi Abdul. Hi Nano.
Yeah, how you been?
Great man. Great.
Any
Good.
anything interesting that you had in the last
I
1 week?
think from the last time, I've been getting sticks with from comments that people make with regards pastors.
Right. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Like I said, we could go on and on and on, but we just have to just do the little we can, and we see. I mean, it's probably going to be backed by popular demand.
Mm-hmm.
Part two.
Yeah. So this time around, we're going to be talking about interracial relationships. What do we understand by interracial relationships? Jude, what do you think about interracial relationships?
I'm married to a European, so I guess that's exactly what it means. I don't think Yoruba man marrying a Hausa woman is interracial. That would be intertribal, right?
Intertribal, yeah.
Yeah, that's intertribal.
So I'm married to a European, so ours is an interracial relationship, although I don't see it like that. I don't describe it like that. But like I said, unfortunately, we have to have this technology so that we can better understand and articulate what society is all about. That's what it is. So I'm from Nigeria, a black man, and I'm married to a white woman from Europe. So it's all of that in between, different culture, different belief system, this different attitudes, the different behavioral patterns, and we've managed to come together as be one, as they say in the union, and we've been going strong since 2005. So 3 children from that. Well, he has his ups and downs.
It's interesting you say that because at least you moved from you took that big step of actually getting married, and having
Children.
kids. Yeah, I did have a few interracial relationships. Let me just put it there. Yeah, I did.
So I thought this man's a gentleman. No,
No. I did date an European lady, and also I actually dated an Indian once.
Wow.
And I mean, like I said, I knew it wasn't going anywhere because obviously, as an African, I know it's going to be strange for me bringing an Indian home, So, but I mean, I just wanted to explore. Let me just put it that way. I wanted to explore. I mean, I didn't have a problem with it, Obviously, we're from different backgrounds, different phases of life. But for me, it was an experience for me, and that was one thing to make me understand that we are different kinds of people. The way I'm going to be thinking is different from the way she's going to be thinking.
Yeah, fact.
Even with the fact that we're all based in Europe here, our mentality is quite different. But I mean, they were short-lived. Let me just put it that way. So just about barely 6 months, and everyone went their separate ways. So, but it's really interesting that you are in it and still going strong in it. So I've got to give you that credit. I wouldn't say I have the luxury of saying I would end up in it because I know my mindset had always been, yes, I'll marry a black woman. And,
okay, fair enough.
I've always had that at the back of my mind. Not necessarily Nigerian, but I knew definitely I would, get involved with a black lady and, probably settle down. So, Nana, what do you think?
So, interracial relationships. Okay, so I've dated interracially in the past, and I mean, I always say it's challenging to say the I don't think it's because okay, so I remember the first guy that I dated interracially, Irish guy, and I felt like you literally have to explain everything. you know already you already have the struggles of like when you're dating, because you're dating someone who knows absolutely like nothing about your background and everything else, so you're having to explain things all been, and then now there's somebody else who literally just doesn't understand why you're wearing wigs, doesn't understand why you have a weave on, and having to explain every single, I don't know, it's a bit exhausting at times. And he was really nice, don't get me wrong, lovely guy, but after a while it's just like, stop asking me stupid questions. But I think it's just my patience running thin with the process, and I'm sure if I'd probably just stuck to it, and because one thing I will say is that with although he was the first one, the others that just went on a couple of dates which didn't go anywhere, I will say that I think I'm only speaking from my experiences, they were very open and willing to learn and understand where you were coming from. So I never felt like it wasn't dismissive, because I think sometimes you have those experiences where people don't understand where you're coming from. As like once again, like as a Black woman, I spent the early stage of my life in Ghana, so like people don't understand that sometimes. But there was a willingness to learn and to understand. But there's definitely a big culture shock and a culture difference where I remember that there were certain instances where I was like, yeah, you just don't say things like that. Like, that's not funny. So there was a culture difference, definitely a culture difference, which in the end impacted the relationship. Yeah. Because I think there were certain things I would just be like, I mean, I used to laugh off as I call it white boy banter, and sometimes I don't understand white boy banter. I'm so sorry, I just don't get it. I just used to be like, what are you talking
dry
about?
Irish jokes.
Yeah, and I just used to be like, what are you on about?
Did he swear a lot?
Yes, but not actually that much. But I just used to have this sense of humor that I just did not understand.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I'm like, that's very inappropriate. That's not funny.
Yeah.
But I think it was just like that banter where then you know when it just starts to, I think the more you get to know somebody and then it amplifies the difference. But then I think he did have like, because he wanted to go to Ghana, he had all these like little things, like he was quite interested in like wanting to like understand and getting to know a bit more. But I was just like, this culture shock, not too much for me, please. So so in the end, it's kind of just fizzled out just based on that, really. And just, but I will say, no, I give my hats up to people that can navigate it, because I think it's difficult.
Yeah, I want to agree with you that it is difficult, and I think it depends on the mindset. Because for me, as I said, particularly for the girl, she's from Lithuania.
Lithuania. Okay.
Maybe I dated. She was from Lithuania, and she was ready to explore, go all the way, travel down to Africa, find out about the culture. But I wasn't really, interested. I mean, like I said, I never viewed it to go that length of time, go the long way. I just wanted to let me just.
Why is that though? Just curious. I just want to pick your brain a bit.
Yeah. You said what?
I said, why is that? Why do you why was it in the back of your mind that, okay, I'm dating people from like different races and from like different places, but for me this isn't serious? So why were you then pursuing a relationship knowing that this wasn't serious? What's the reasoning behind it?
Well, I think I just wanted to pass time. Let me just put it that way. Just wanted to pass time.
Okay.
I probably let me tick the box.
I was going to say tick the box. I've done it, yeah.
Yeah, I've done this.
Fair enough.
I think that was it for me. There wasn't anything particularly, endearing towards it. But like I said, we never had any issues, but I just knew, that it wasn't gonna go the long distance. Just let me just do it and have fun. Let it be part of my old thing. So that was pretty much it. But I saw that she was actually into it. She wanted to know members of my family. She wanted to go to Africa with me, But I'm like, we never had the chance to go anyway. But for the Indian lady, And I think this is probably one of the things I also noticed as a difference, because also the Indian lady, I think they also deal mostly with their own culture.
Yeah.
So it's not something she could also
Do
bring it
publicly,
out
yeah.
there in the open.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah. But I think, I mean, this is me. I'm just gonna say it. There's a lot of anti-blackness in certain communities, and we know it and we're aware of it. So, although that they can date you privately, publicly, I think it takes a lot, and most of them won't do it.
Yeah, I think the Indian community has a caste system as well, and the darker Indians are the ones they call the elites. That they say the cow's life is even more valued than that, and we kind of fall into that category because we're dark. For me though, like I said, it's not without its ups and downs, and that's the ups and the downs are not just because of me and my wife, different culture. It's about the external forces as well. Because I know early days, friends will say this behind my back, or some will even say it to my face, jokingly. Oh, no, we don't go Jude house because we won't get Nigerian food to eat. It's always salad and pasta, and food be that, that kind of sort of talk. And I would laugh at them because my wife and my kids, they eat Nigerian food more than me. I don't even want to eat pounded yam or eba anymore. Because I don't do spice. They eat it. They eat suya. I can't do this anymore. But, and my friends, they're shocked when they come to the house and they have everything, soup, every of the soup there. These are the things my children eat. This morning, my boys, you won't believe it. As earlier this morning, they've had pounded yam and okra soup with my brother. And I had white rice, because that's me. I can just make stir fry. So the external are part of the downs.
Yeah, the
people
external
think about
definitely.
it. Yeah, people come to my house. Oh, Jude don't go out this because he's married to a white woman. They forgot that this is how Jude was before he married this white woman.
Yeah.
And my wife would say to them sometimes, I think I gravitated towards him because of his lifestyle already. I didn't change his lifestyle. He was the way he was. That's why I gravitated. But people don't see that in me. I don't tolerate loud music. I can do it in my car for a certain time. At home, I want the music calm to be in the background. And when my friends come, they want to blast the whole thing and drink. I'm like, can we not shout over ourselves if we put this music down? And they immediately say, he's married to a white woman. And they come into my house and they start using our language. Does your children know how to speak our language? I'm like, why are you speaking in my language? Speak in English. They all do English. Oh, no, we don't want your white woman to know. What is your problem? And the biggie for him, the biggie out of all of this is he married her because of papers. So you can't hide from that. I've had people tell me that a lot. Oh, this one's married because of papers. That's fine, no problem. And another one I get from black women a lot is when they see me and my wife and the kids, they do that disgusting look. I got one yesterday. Not joking.
Really?
Yeah, they do that a lot. And I just...
Come on. In this day and age?
I'm not joking. And previously, somebody has told us you can't bring a white person into our homes because they don't understand what we do and they might report to the police. I don't know whether they beat their children or they eat human being there, but I've been told that. So you can see the ups and downs I was talking about. Between me and my wife,
of course.
There are those. She no matter how much I've taught her to make some of the food, she won't be able to make it that way. She does try her best to make it the way she makes it for the children, but there's that. And there's also, these are my own personal nuances. Like, I'm very impatient. I want to move with things. If we're thinking to do this, I want to go. I don't want any person to drag me back. And I was sometimes say this is how we were brought up, because when you were brought up in society or in my home where you have to do things very quick, otherwise you didn't eat, or you know what I mean? So that mindset is still with me. And she's come from a very laid back community where, come on, man, everything is there for me. I can chill. So that's our own downs out of it. Yeah. Going to our country, she's from Latvia. A friend of mine married from there too, so he went there. And we heard stories that he came with his own chili, his own pepper from London. Because he had the mindset that white people don't eat pepper, so I'm going to bring my own food from London. And they castigated him for that. And when I arrived weeks after, the whole town welcomed me because I'm that kind of person. I can eat from any pot. And they started to tell me the stories that there was this guy who came some weeks ago. They didn't know I know him. They said he came with his own food. Can you believe that? It's a disrespect to our culture. And we don't know these personal nuances that they are disrespect.
Yeah.
I eat anywhere. I've been to Asian community where I go to see my customers, and they will give me food. I'll eat because I believe that's how I can get through to you once I bring myself to your level. So these are the nuances in these relationships. Some of them, I know a friend who married to a Nigerian woman too. She will not eat our food. She said it smells. But the first time I cooked for her, she loved it. And I said to the husband, it's probably the way you make it. Change the way you make it.
Yeah.
So those little things are there.
No, but I think speaking of like external forces, I think it is true though, because like I said, I remember when I was dating this Irish guy, and I remember he invited me over to Ireland. I went, and then we went to went to Galway, went to this other small town, and you know when you just stick out, of course, come on, I'm a dark-skinned black woman.
I know.
And everybody was staring. You know when you go into restaurants and everyone's staring at you, and I was to be like, and he would try. I think he spotted it, so he would try and like make me comfortable.
Yeah.
And they'll do this thing, right? We'll order food, and this is very, very interesting. You order food and everything, and they'll bring the tea. You know how typically when they come, they serve the lady first. We're having breakfast. They'll give him the tea and then they'll ignore me. My tea will not come for 10 minutes. So to make me feel comfortable, I realized that he'd always give me his things when it comes, and then he would be the one to wait.
Uh-huh.
But you definitely do see like the external forces and how like differently like people like treat you, because they're in their mind, they're like, well, like it's just, they see it and they're just like what's going on, like what's happening, and you're like and you can like sometimes you can feel the eyes boring into you, and you can see the looks, and you're like what do you do? And I think a lot of the times I always say is how your partner deals with the issue. That's kind of what makes you comfortable. And I can say wholeheartedly that in all those like circumstances where he could feel that I was uncomfortable, like he did something to like allay those concerns. So that definitely helped.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's good. So now I think this question is for you, Jude. Because we've all talked about, we've all had our own experiences.
Yeah.
But going further, now you taking that steps of getting married and you have children. How does it affect the children now? Because
interesting.
That's a very, very important aspect of being in this kind of relationship. How did your children take it? I mean, I've read books from past whereby you have black, white, and then they have children, and they've been bullied in school. These are things that we've read about. I've never experienced it, and I can't experience it because I didn't take it to full length. But you have actually gone down that route. Do your children have such experiences?
Interesting question. I think for me, I'm not boasting because we're on TV. I think for me, I'm wearing a shirt that says love anyway. I protect my children with love. So they've not come to me with any issues. Maybe they're keeping it on down. They deal with things by themselves. They've not come to me with any issue at all. So we come from the perspective of love. And the way we do it is this. Is the way I treat their mother at home and the way she treats me. That's how they will continue and go out. So they don't see any difference.
Yes.
Of course, children tend to go towards, they tend to lead towards mom. It's mom. They don't see me bringing in money. They see mom buying stuff for them and everything. If you ask my boy will be 8 next couple of days from now, when he was younger, if you ask him, where do you think you're from? He will say, I'm not Nigerian, I'm Latvian. I'm like, you're Nigerian? He will say, no. You're Nigerian then because look at you, you're different from me. I'm like, okay then, are you not British? He said, no, I'm not British. I don't look like British, but I'm from my mom's country. Only now he started to say, okay, I'm Nigerian, I'm British, I'm Latvian as well. So we don't have those issues with my children at all. Again, like I said, the issues are always from the external. Like when they see my children out there, they tend to gravitate towards, oh, beautiful kids, all of that. And they ask the questions, the typical questions. Do they know how to eat your food? Do they know how to speak your language? Oh, you have to teach them. Oh, no. I said, look. They're young. Don't start confusing them.
Exactly.
Their mother don't even teach them. Yeah.
It's always adults that project their insecurities
thank you very much.
onto children. I always say this
Thank you.
Because like they're basking in their innocence.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I always say this.
You took the words out of my mouth.
A lot of the times is the adults that literally say things and basically kind of like cause friction. That's and I'm never gonna stop saying this.
I tell you, Nana, thank you for articulating that, because I was going there, I was finding it difficult. That's why I said we come from that protection of love. First of all, we start from there. They don't see any differences. They don't see me magnifying the differences between me and their mom. They don't see their mom. Their mom makes their food. I'm jumping on it. I'm eating. We make our food, everybody eats. They don't see it. It's the adults that brings about those friction. And you're absolutely right. Coming to say, do they eat your food? Do they eat chili? I'm afraid I can't invite them to mass. I don't know if they will eat. Oh no, these children, they are so smart. They might go. I'm telling you, they'll say, oh, they might see me this and they'll call the police. I'm like, why are you having those thoughts? They're children. Like Lana said, let them bask and continue to bask in their innocence. I talk to my kids and I know I understand children a lot now. Like, they don't care about these things that we care about. So don't pour into them these whole vibes. Let them be. Well, it's all about the external forces, though. So we get that from that. So we go to their country. I don't know whether that is stereotypical. My wife's friends and all the women in our country be like, oh my God, do you have friends? We want children like this. I'm like, okay.
But you know what it is, right? There is Jude. Speaking about that, right? There is a fetishization of mixed kids.
There is.
And like I see it, even within African communities. Think about it. They'll be like, you can't have our beautiful. Excuse me, I know this term is offensive, but and they use it a lot. Oh, look at your beautiful half caste kids. They are so nice and beautiful.
Yeah, they say use half caste. Yeah,
they amplify it.
Yes.
And they're like, such nice hair. Oh, your kid.
Yes.
There is this. Honestly, sometimes it makes me feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Just because I'm like, I kind of side eye it a bit, because I don't want to sit here and think that I'm solely out here looking for a partner because I want to have mixed babies.
Yeah.
Because what happens? Because this is why I sometimes like side eye, because I'm like, what happens if we all know how genes work? If you don't end up having a mixed baby, and perhaps like the black gene overpowers a little bit more.
Yes,
how are you going to deal with it?
Yes. Like my little boy, my last boy. If you saw my boy, oh my gosh, you would. The people actually put ideas in my head. I say, it's not your boy. If you saw my boy, he's different from the other two. He's got straight hair, and I've never cut his hair. Straight fine hair, and it looks different from all of them.
Yeah.
Actually, when he was a bit younger, when we go into the shops together, people would take double looks, 3 looks, 4 looks. Like, this boy is not supposed to be walking with this guy. It's not his child. And I will know those looks, like curious. I'm like, then I will unconsciously, I'll just call my boy's name. Richard, can you come here? So they know I know this child. Because then I started becoming conscious of the situation, and I started saying, he's lighter than the rest. And some of my friends would say, it's your boy lighter. One of my friends would jokingly say, you just say that you're picking out. Say, that's my child, man. Don't be putting ideas to my head. Like you said, Nana, because you understand these things about genes. Some can be stronger. We've had the Nigerian couple who had totally white children. So it was that. So those are the things that we get. And these kids, they know that people tend to gravitate. My kids know that they gravitate towards them because of the way they look.
The way they look,
But like you said, in their innocence as children, they don't know what it's all about. They just say, Dad and Mom will deal with that. I don't know. They just bask in it, but they don't know what it is now. But I think when they begin to get to that level, they will understand, oh, this is what they meant. I won't tell you lie. I'm forgetting a lot, but we get a lot of sticks. Like, we're going to some places, people just navigate very far. And some people will be like, some lady friends don't even come to my house anymore. People who would be comfortable, they'll be like, no, I don't want to come home. This white woman can suspect it today. I'll say, except you have something in your mind. That's why you're afraid.
Why would anybody suspect? Because we're just friends.
They tell me that. They say, they start thinking one thing. Say, except you have something in your mind. That's why they will start thinking something. And some will be like, oh, when they come into my house, they'll be like, oh, your wife, you've colonized her. She's a typical African woman now. That is stereotypical too. What is a typical African woman? So...
But
my dear, we get all sorts of talks, but I don't let that bother me at all. I just mind my business.
Because I think we've got into a stage where, like, I honestly don't think there's certain conversations that should be had. Of course, like, we're not going to deny that there's struggles like in interracial relationships, just like with any other relationship. Of course, there's an added layer.
Yeah.
But my issue and what I kind of like sometimes I really struggle with is that whole thing of like fetishizing like young children and sort of like sometimes pitting them against each other, because you have instances whereby you might have, I mean, I know that there are families where there might be a mixed race kid and also like there's like a black child or there's a white child.
Yeah, I've got a friend like that.
And you treat them differently. For me, I think that's when like the issue and the problem is. I don't have anything else, because I always say that I'm like, let children bask in their innocence and let them enjoy life. I always find that whenever it's always adults projecting their views and then all of a sudden you have all these like insecure kids who are then also thinking about these things, and a lot of it is because of what the adults are saying and doing, and that's what I have an issue with.
You're absolutely spot on.
Adults, if you say something, sure, I'll give it to you back.
I have a friend who's married to a Lithuanian, and she had a son before, so he's obviously white. He's 19. I think he's just turned 19 now. And my friend has been a father to him since when he was 3. Yeah, and that boy don't know any different. But the school he attended one time, they almost made the kid understood that this man is not your real father, because they asked him to bring his father. He brought my friend, and the teacher got like, whoa, what is this now? I said, bring your father to school, not a stranger from the street. And the guy said they refused to talk to him. They didn't believe. Really? He said, that's my son. And he did, because my friend gets very, very frustrated. So, and he then said to them, I said, that's my son, I'm his father. And he said, I'm his father. So what do you expect? You want me to call myself a handler, or I should pronounce everything like I'm his stepdad? No, that's my son. I don't treat him any different. And my friend is not here now. I praise his effort all the time. I said, I don't know how you've done it. I don't know how I would have been able to do it. They don't see it different. He said, I don't treat my kids different. And I see it. He doesn't. And that kid, I tell you, is so tall. He's more than 6 foot tall. He sees me on the street. Good evening, sir. Just like the other kids would greet me. And I'm like, you've done well. And he doesn't know any different. But the school was trying to put him in a box where they were asking questions like, do you get in touch with your real father? This kid don't know his real father. He walked away when he was a baby. And my friend, a Nigerian, has brought this child up, and yet you're trying to say this, that. That's his father. Deal with it. So we get all of that. And people always ask me too, do you have another wife in Africa? Why would I do that?
Wow.
It's expensive. Wow. If I want to have another wife, I probably have it in London.
That is so brazen. Like, that's such a stereotypical, like.
It's not even stereotypical. It is demonic and devilish. You know why I say that? Because what they're trying to tell me, and this is what I've known from, I've heard from other people who in this sort of relationship, they actually go as far as say these children are not your children. They call them dream children. I don't know if you've heard that. In my language, they call them dream children. Like, oh, these children, they will never be your own. It's the one you have with a black woman that is your own. I just laugh at them like, this is just, so those people, I avoid them, I stay away. When you don't have proper things to discuss, I stay away. Facts. They tell me, so you're not going to have a woman from Nigeria? I said, no, I don't. I do not have another wife in Nigeria. I'm not intended to have another wife in Nigeria. Where's this energy to do that? Where's the strength? I don't have the money. I don't
have money.
I don't have money to be. I can't even take care of the wife I have now. I like that to look great. I still can't. I'm managing, and you want me to have another woman, a family in Africa? And men and women do tell me this. Oh, my brother, no. They almost say it like it's a backup plan. Backup plan for what?
Or what's going to happen that you need a backup plan? Because when you're in a relationship, either you're all in or you're out.
That's why they call them dream children. Like, oh, these children are children of dream. They're not yours. I'm like, well done. Thank you. Bye. Let's move on. So
it's interesting hearing this, because up until you sharing this, I've never heard, that even within us Africans, we could still be, thinking about things like this in this day and age. Like I said, when I had my own little thing there, I'm talking about 20-something years ago, when I was still pretty young. So, I mean, I could still see it back then that, okay, we will still get this kind of stereotypical mindset.
We still have it.
But I'm looking at 2022 now, we still think that way. It's really, really shocking. And, I'm glad you've been able to deal with it the way you and a
My
couple of
brother,
other people
I
that.
don't care. I have this I don't care attitude. Trust me. I can't be
Yeah.
faced.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you've been able to develop that because,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's an interesting topic, and I've not had in my years now, growing up now, when I'm more mature, I haven't had the opportunity of, interacting with people of diverse backgrounds of different cultures for me to probe their minds. But it's interesting you bringing that out and letting us know that it's still happening and it's even getting worse,
Yeah.
within that circle.
Yeah.
And some people might not want to say something, so they don't sound offensive. But it's the idea that you still have that in the back of your mind that your child, maybe you should have dream children. You have dream children.
Yeah.
I mean, it's appalling. Let me just put it that way. It's appalling, but we're all humans. We all have our flaws.
Yeah.
We will not be thinking, the same. We'll not have the same kind of analogy. But it's
maybe if my wife was here, though, she would be able to give her own opinion because it's not something we've discussed. I'm pretty sure she will be like, "Oh, God, you guys are loud, especially you Nigerians. You're loud. You like eating meat a lot.
No. But can I say that I'm Ghanaian, and even me, I think the Nigerians are loud.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
No, we know. Even we Nigerians, we know we are loud.
Another thing, she might tell you, "I don't like buying flowers." I said, "No. It's vegetables. Why would I be spending my money on vegetables?"
Dude, you need to buy flowers.
I do buy sometimes, but most times I just tell her, I say, "Nah, I'm not buying that flower for you. You buy by yourself."
But you know what?
Cook some soup.
Well, you know what? It's interesting you said that as well, because I look at it. I mean, like I said, I bought flowers a couple of times. That was when I was, in my youthful age. Well, in my adult age, I look at it that look. What's the significance of this flower for crying out loud?
Come on, guys, don't do this. Don't do this.
I still just can't comprehend it.
No. Here's the thing, right? Think about it. They're beautiful. They're nice. It's a gesture, isn't it? Because I always say this. If I like flowers and you want to,
if I tell you
buy me flowers because I don't think
you're a lovely lady.
It's not cumbersome.
Is that not enough?
But no. Abdul, they're not mutually exclusive. You can tell me I'm a lovely lady and still buy me flowers.
Look, Nana, let me tell you the truth. Let me tell you the truth.
With the flowers
let me tell you guys the truth. There's so many flowers in the house. My wife goes out and buy them. But trust me, anytime I go to Sainsbury's and I buy a flower for my wife, I feel so awkward walking with that flower to the house. I'm like, black man with the flower, I'm looking very strange. What the hell is this? I should have a bag of spinach for soup. I'm not joking. This is me. She knows I'm not comfortable buying flowers. I want to hide it very quick because I'm like,
Wow.
We should be going out and eating borokoto meat and No. Nana, we're just pulling your legs. No, but I feel awkward buying flowers. So she will tell you, this one, it doesn't buy flower at all. I'll give her the money. Go buy yourself the flower. I ain't holding the flower from the street like that.
No, that's one thing. I have to say that's one thing when you're dating interracially. That's one thing I have to say when you see the differences.
Yeah.
In romancing.
I know.
It's quite stark. You African men, people don't know how to romance somebody.
I know.
Nah, we throw words of money. That's our romance.
I know. That's all you guys know how to do. It's just literally because everything goes down to money, and sometimes it's like.
But I think there should be a research, and I don't see the romantic side of buying flowers.
I see it now. I see it a lot. Oh, there is the romantic side. It is romantic, but there is that fascination. Like I was at work the other day. All my colleagues, about 5 of them. Somebody received flowers from a patient. Bouquet of flower, very large, different colors, hand-picked, crafted, nice, gorgeous. This fat and all the women just ganged around this pot of flower like. This is
it's amazing.
They were naming each one, and I was fascinated about it. And one thing I like about that is what I see is the way they care for the flowers. My wife will care for flower like I'll be like, geez, we should be growing spinach. I don't have time for this, but you see, there's that aspect. I think they're close to nature in that aspect. I'll tell you the truth. It's the way I was brought up. I didn't know about flowers. I bought flowers for my girlfriends back home in Nigeria, but the way we did it, I wasn't the one handing down the flower or hide and give somebody, go and give a flower. So you won't be seeing Jude with a flower on the streets of Nigeria. People will say, this guy has lost his street cred. Why is he buying flower? I don't do that. So you see, we should be buying ice cream, taking it to ice cream joints, meat pie, shawarma. That's what we knew how to do. It's not my fault.
True. That's true.
Sure.
Well, yeah, like I said, I mean, I did buy flowers, back in the day for flowers. But like I said, growing up now, I just look at it as what's really the significance of buying the flower. And so for me, I think I just did it for the sake that my friends were doing it, and I saw that okay, my girlfriend then liked it. But over the years, I haven't gotten married. I think maybe I bought one or two for my wife. Ever since then,
you're not been buying flowers. Buy flowers.
Because I can't
buy flowers.
Honestly, it's not that. If my wife, if my wife was the kind of lady that wanted the flowers and she was giving me those vibes, I probably would have continued, but I don't see how.
She didn't have it. Okay, I see what you mean.
She just takes it, just okay, thank you, just put it somewhere, and then life goes on. So
I think I'm lucky in the sense that my wife just goes out and buy her own flowers. So great.
Yeah. So I think that's just it. But looking at it now, recently my wife has just been beautifying the houses with all these things. So maybe it's a sign. I don't know, but I've just been seeing all these plants here and there. And, And I'm like, what do
we're all
need
going
all
back
this
to
for?
base. It's getting close to nature again.
Yeah, so
my house is like a farm already.
Yeah, so it might be that now she's getting into it, but I know after maybe one or two, maybe when we had our first child, I bought flowers, and then one Valentine's Day, and that was it. I don't recall buying
flowers. You hearing this, man?
So that's just basically, but
I can't, like, as I sit there and I'm like, I buy my friends flowers, I buy my mom flowers, so I can't imagine like being like with somebody who then doesn't buy me flowers. Like, buy me flowers, it's such a simple thing. Romance me, romance me.
you see, these are the nuances of relationships. So even as a black man, if I was in a relationship with Nana and she's Ghanaian she's British of Ghanaian descent, you see, I'll still have those struggles because I wasn't groomed that way from young. So I would have that difficulty with Nana. So I will still buy it. Maybe I'll do it forcefully, because I don't know Abdul's trying to say, I don't know the importance and significance of that in a relationship. So oftentimes I just go into Sainsbury and I won't lie. I'll see, this is how I do things. Somebody was asking me, how do you buy your wine? I said, I go there, I look the top shelf, and they said reduce from 20 to 10. That's what I think is good wine. They said no. So that's what I do to flowers too. I go, they said, that flower is 12 reduced to 5, and I grab it. It's okay, you take that one. I don't know their names. I know Rose. That's all I know.
That's all you know. Yeah, so it's an interesting topic that we've covered today, and as usual, time is not on our hands, and the producer is already telling us that we need to go. So it's really, really nice we're discussing about it. Jude, thanks for giving us your experience.
Thank you.
Nana, thanks for your experience as well. We appreciate that. And we would hope to be better people at the end of the day. We should all know that we are all just one race at the end of the day, regardless of our colors. But just like we've all said, it's usually the external influence that affects what we do here. It's external, not really the influence, because everything is within you and your partner and within your family. But when people come in, they try to influence that, and that's where the problem starts. So let's hope that we will continue to be better people, and we live in a world that is away from hatred or any kind of way of stereotype, pushing ourselves away from each other. So until we come again, this is us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Nana, thank you, Jude. And
Thank
this is
you,
Abdul.
Abdul. Thank
Have a
you,
nice
Nana.
one. Thank
You
you.
too. Take
Bye.
care.